You're watching extras from the extension on Eagle Community Television. This show is brought to you by Carrico Implement.
Hello, I'm Stacy Campbell with K-State Research and Extension of Ellis County. Well, before we know it, it's going to be spring planting time, and if you've got some stubble fields like this one that you're going to be planting milo or corn into, and you have some fields that have had some problems with kochia or fireweed, especially these fields you think there might be some glyphosate-resistant kochia or fireweed, our K-State Research and Extension weed scientists are recommending that you consider putting out a pre-emerge application of 8 to 16 ounces of Banville along with 1 or 2 pints of atrazine, and you can also put out your glyphosate to merge down any winter annual weeds, about 3/4 pound of active ingredient of glyphosate as well. This tank mix of a pre-emergent application works really well on these kochia weeds. When they're small, you'll also get residual application of this product up to about May. The Banville is also very water soluble. It only takes a little bit of rainfall to get it activated. The atrazine, it takes a little bit more rainfall to get it activated. But what this does is these fireweeds are already starting to come up. They can start coming up as early as February. Definitely by March they're starting to come up and into April. It's best to try to get them pre-emerge, try to get them when they're small or when they're coming up, versus waiting and trying to control these weeds post-emerge later when they get bigger. They're much more difficult to control, especially with just glyphosate and say 2,4-D, especially if they are glyphosate resistant. With that Banville in there, that really helps. Also, if you wait post-emerge later, if you get a dense enough stand, you don't even get thorough coverage on these weeds oftentimes. Also, some other herbicides that you can consider that can be tank mixed with glyphosate for the milo and corn this spring are Lexar, Lumax. If you're going to just corn only, you can use 3 to 4 ounces of Corvus or Balance Flex, and of course you'd want to add atrazine in with these products for best control. Like I said, these kochia and fireweeds, they're actually emerging now. They can start emerging in February, definitely into March they're starting to come up, and into April. So an early pre-emerge application of 8 to 16 ounces of Banville, 1 to 2 pints of atrazine along with your glyphosate can do a real good job of controlling these small kochia weeds, and they should get you pretty good control up into May. And then of course when you do plant, you're going to want to go ahead and probably put down a pre-emerge application of something like a Dual, a Lexar, a Lumax as well to go ahead and get you into the growing season. Now if you're going to be waiting on these fields and planting wheat in the fall, some of your following herbicide options that give you good residual control of kochia are dicamba again, metribuzin, and another product called dimetric. You can also use products such as Corvus, Balance Flex, or Lumax as well. The last 3 products we mentioned, the Corvus, Balance Flex, and Lumax, you do have to wait 4 months after application before you plant the wheat, but that should give you enough time if you're going to be planting wheat next fall. Once again, it's recommended with controlling kochia as hard as it's getting to control, especially if you think you have some glyphosate-resistant kochia and you're going to be planting milo or corn this spring, to go ahead and put down a pre-emerge application now in March of 8 to 16 ounces of Banville, 1 to 2 pints of atrazine, along with your glyphosate. That'll get you good control of those small kochia weeds that are emerged. Also the ones that'll be coming up, the Banville and the atrazine will get you some good residual control into May. Well, this has been Stacy Campbell with K-State Research and Extension of Ellis County with Eagle Community Television.
You're watching extras from the extension on Eagle Community Television. This show is brought to you by Carrico Implement.
When you're working around the yard this year, your work will be easier if you make a visit to Carrico Implement. They make your chores easier with tractors, lawnmowers, trimmers, generators, and all the other special tools. When working in the yard, you'll also want to look your best, and you can when you dress with John Deere clothes. And if the kids need toys, they can take care of that too. Carrico Implement, 300 West 48th Street, just north of Walmart in Hayes.